Hello everyone, Economic Ninja here. Before I start the video, I have to say that over the last couple of days, it looks like, or especially today, YouTube is wanting to stop my ability to make live streams. So I guess things are getting a little bit more ramped up. All I wanted to do today was make a video about the Federal Reserve and how they didn't want something specific to happen and now it's happening. If I could, I've tried 8 times to do a live stream today. Things are getting very interesting with this channel and Google for some reason. If you could do me a favor and follow the email list, that would be much appreciated because you'll get an email, the videos that come out each day because the algorithm is refusing to send them out to subscribers. All right, so this video today is about what the Fed did not want to do, did not want to happen, and now it's happening. And very few people in this world understand what's actually truly happening with interest rates, with the markets, because most people, all they look at, 99% of people only look at the price of the stock market. You know, did their digits go up? But what most people are failing to realize that even as the stock market rises, it pales in comparison to the amount of money you're losing at the gas station, your electric bill, your water bill, and your food bill. Okay? We are moving into an actual, in my opinion, an existential crisis. And it's mostly because most people don't have a clue of how economics works, how Fed policy interferes when they intervene in markets, and how it exacerbates a problem. All right. So right now, as they're recording this video, U.S. markets are pretty much flat. Gold is at $2,663. It's about to hit $2,700. Right. When you see banks 3 days ago come out and say, we believe you're going to see gold at $2,700 next year. Yeah. 4 days, 5 days later, it's probably going to hit it. We are in a crisis right now. Gold knows, the gold traders know where we're headed. And as the Fed drops rates significantly, it did not help mortgage buyers at all. And this is why. This is what's happening right now. As of the recording of this, the 10-year right here, it's a little blurry, sorry, is up to 3.753. Why? Because traders in the bond market know if we, as rates go down, the stock market is going to be juiced. We're going to pull our money out of bonds, we're going to put it in the stock market, and then we're going to see higher percentage gains than what we're going to be getting in the bond market. There's less buyers of bonds today than there were the other day, so the rates are going up. That does not bode well, especially the 10-year, for mortgages and for all kinds of other different types of debt, quite frankly. And at a time where Jerome Powell said in his speech, the economy is doing good, we're going to go ahead and cut it by 50 basis points instead of 25, which all of us in the know understand that's nutball, right? And he actually said this is not politically motivated because he knew, just like I've been warning everyone, this is 100% politically motivated, all right? We know the economy is not doing well. If it was doing good, they wouldn't lower rates at all, okay? Banks like making interest. And I remember a long time ago when rates were at 0, there were people begging for interest rate hikes, not because of inflation, because they wanted to see their industry make some money. So this story comes out, and it's very important because I have been telling you that we are going to see a mini bout of hyperinflation in our country. Not something like Venezuela, like Weimar, Germany. We're not going to see that, but we're going to see a small bout of hyperinflation. We're going to see well into the double digits of inflation because of what they're doing right now, the rates. When you raise rates, you do that to quell or to slow down an economy. But they've done the opposite, all right? With current inflation out there. We all know we're dealing with inflation. There's no hiding it. As a matter of fact, 3 years ago, I said that in a handful of years, everyone's going to be an expert in inflation, just like everyone was an expert in the housing market when it was on fire back in 2005. Now, here's the problem. I've said that as they lower rates, it's going to juice all kinds of things, the crypto market, the stock market, all this stuff. And at the same time, I personally have been moving to cash. I've been selling off assets. I've been doing things like what billionaires are doing. Even when people are going, you're crazy because look, Bitcoin just went up another 3 or 4%. I'm more afraid of the downside than the upside. Now, I'm not telling you to do this because only a crazy person would do it, right? Because I'm acting like probably 1/10 of 1% of the earth. All right, so that's probably crazy. I'm going completely opposite. And for a while, it will appear that I'm wrong. That's right. But I would rather catch the falling knife when everyone's scared to death of it than to sit back for on a blow off top, than to think that I'm the man. I'm going to go the opposite of everyone else. I know that sounds crazy, but from all of my studies throughout history, that's who wins. So I'm going to do that, all right? And for a while, I can take the ribbing. Hey, Ninja, you're crazy. Look at how much money you've lost, or you could have made, right? Which is the same thing. I get it. So check this out. Here's the story out of CNBC. Fed Governor Bowman explains dissent on rate vote, says she's worried about inflation. Okay, now I've told you this before. The Fed always puts its talking heads out first before it comes to a consensus, meaning that one or two Fed governors will start talking about what's really happening, what they're really focused on. Then it comes to a consensus, then it comes out through Jerome Powell, all right, the Fed chairman. And this is a perfect example of this. I've been warning that as they lower rates, it's going to catapult inflation, right? Fed Governor Bowman, so here, check this out. It says here, Federal Reserve Governor Michelle Bowman said Tuesday she thought her colleagues should have taken a more measured approach to last week's half percentage point interest rate cut, as she worries that inflation could reignite. Bowman was the lone dissenter from the Federal Open Market Committee's decision to lower benchmark interest rates for the first time in more than 4 years. Michelle, you are incredibly intelligent. Good job. She didn't want to succumb, it sounds like, to the political pressure that Bidenomics is working, okay? It's not working. Sure, you can throw a crap ton of money at a problem and make it look like it's gone, but it's not gone. It's been bandaged over. She says, in explaining her rationale, you shouldn't have to, Mrs. Bowman, but that's okay. Bowman said the half percentage point or 50 basis point reduction posed a number of risks to the Fed's twin goal of achieving low inflation and full employment. The jumbo cut could be interpreted as a premature declaration of victory on our price stability mandate, accomplishing our mission of returning to a low and stable inflation at our 2% goal is necessary to foster a strong labor market and an economy that works for everyone in the longer term, she said in remarks to Bankers Group in Kentucky. Again, I want to remind you, the reason why the Fed has a 2% mandate of inflation is because they want to continually destroy the purchasing power of your dollar that keeps you just poor enough, or what you feel is rich enough, because houses are always going up over the long term. Stock market's always going up. So we'll keep diving into that, then taking the proceeds and paying taxes to the government, and it keeps things flowing, right? But what it does, you don't realize it's a stranglehold, but it's just a little bit of a stranglehold. You know, when I've got, constant pressure on your throat and it's, I could breathe, a little difficult, but then after a while, organs start shutting down because you're getting less oxygen, not the optimal amount of oxygen. I hope that makes sense. I know it's a little gruesome, but think of it this way, okay? It's the pot of boiling water that the frog's in. It's not boiling at first. It's just like, hey, this is a nice jacuzzi, all right? Now, though Bowman favored a reduction, she preferred the Fed lower by a 0.25 percentage point, more in line with the traditional moves. And then she said she cites some very specific concerns that the big move would indicate that the Fed officials see some fragility or greater downside risk in the economy, that markets might expect a series of larger cuts. That has already happened. B of A is already expecting a 75 basis point cut on the next term. There are a lot of people calling for at least another 50 point. And the point being is that the 50 basis points was a huge drop for the first drop. That usually happens during crisis. Well, it doesn't seem like there's a crisis going on. There actually is. It's called the next presidential election, and they're all afraid of it. The fact of the matter is, as these assets go up, other assets are going to go up. Stock market's going to go up. Crypto's going to go up a little bit. We're going to see, gasoline go higher. You're going to see all kinds of cool stuff go up, right? Gold's going up. As these things go up, it starts pulling other things up like food and energy. And then you're going to see us go into a crisis. And if you didn't think we're in a crisis now, well, get ready. It's going to get really exciting. I hope you got something out of this. If you don't mind following the newsletter, all it does is it brings you things that I can't share here, but also it just every day sends a synopsis of all the videos with links that you can click onto and watch them real quick. You don't have to search on the internet. It's super quick and easy. Hope you got something out of this. The Economic Ninja is out.